Welcome to SciSense, where we unwrap scientific research, because science should not be a puzzle. Hey everyone, and welcome to something really special today. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. And this isn't like our usual episodes where we dive deep into a research paper.
Nope. Today we're doing something different. We wanted to take a moment to introduce ourselves, tell you what SciSense is all about, and share the story of how this whole thing started.
Because honestly, when I first heard about SciSense, I was like, finally, someone gets it.
Right? So let's start with the big question. What is SciSense?
Okay, so SciSense is basically a science communication platform, but not in that boring textbook way. It's about taking real, published scientific research, the stuff coming out of top universities and labs, and translating it into something everyone can understand.
And I mean everyone. You don't need a science degree. You don't need to know what a mitochondria does. You just need to be curious.
Which, let's be honest, if you're listening to a podcast called SciSense, you probably are.
True. So our tagline is, science should not be a puzzle. And that really captures the whole mission.
I love that, because scientific papers, they're basically written in code. Even people with science degrees sometimes struggle to read papers outside their specific field.
Exactly. And that's such a shame, because the research being done right now is incredible. We're talking potential cures for diseases, new technologies, discoveries about our universe. But it's all locked behind this wall of jargon and paywalls.
So SciSense tears down that wall.
Exactly. Now, I think people might be wondering, who's behind all this?
Yeah, let's talk about the founder. So SciSense was created by Dr Samuel Dada.
Sam did his PhD at Cambridge, like the Cambridge in the UK, studying some really complex biochemistry stuff around protein aggregation and neurodegenerative diseases.
So we're talking Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, diseases that affect millions of people worldwide.
And here's what I think is really cool about Sam's journey. He spent years doing this incredibly specialized research, publishing papers, doing the whole academic thing. But he realized that most of his work and the work of his colleagues just stayed in academic journals.
That the average person would never read.
Right. And he thought, that's kind of a waste, isn't it? These discoveries could give people hope, help them understand their conditions, or just inspire the next generation of scientists. But instead, it's gathering dust in some database.
So he decided to do something about it.
He created SciSense to bridge that gap, to take cutting-edge research and make it accessible, engaging, even entertaining.
Hence us, the podcast crew.
Exactly. So through articles, summaries, and now these podcasts, we break down complex papers into something you can understand on your commute, over coffee, whenever.
And we don't dumb it down either. That's important. We explain the actual science. We just do it in a way that makes sense.
Because here's the thing. Science belongs to everyone. The research is funded by taxpayers in many cases. The discoveries affect all of us. So why should understanding them be limited to people with specialized training?
Exactly. So what can people expect from SciSense?
Well, on our website, you can find article summaries that break down new research papers. We cover everything from biology and medicine to physics, chemistry, and technology.
And obviously these podcasts, where Sarah and I get to geek out about the latest discoveries.
Which is honestly my favorite part of the week.
Same. And we're always trying to pick papers that have real-world impact. Stuff that matters to people's lives.
So if you've ever felt intimidated by science or thought it wasn't for you, give us a chance. We promise to make it accessible, fun, and maybe even blow your mind a little.
Because science should blow your mind. The universe is weird and wonderful.
So thanks for joining us today. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and check out our website.
That's scisense.co.uk, spelt SCISENSE. SciSense.co.uk.
Yep, scisense.co.uk. You'll find all our articles, summaries, and links to the podcast there.
Thanks, everyone. Science should not be a puzzle. And with SciSense, it doesn't have to be.
See you next time. Thanks for listening to SciSense. Share it with a friend. See you next time.